Hi, it's James here today. And today, it blows my mind. When I was a kid, 15, 16 years old, I lived in a county and, we used to just plant some marijuanas in the forest and have a bonfire and get stoned and try and steal beers in our parents' fridges and have a couple beers of fire in the woods and get stoned at 16 years old or 15. And it was fun. It didn't last long, once you go to college and stuff like that. And nowadays, the government made this all legal. So all our kids just can go to a pot store on every corner of, well, I live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Next to grocery stores, they can smoke pot and in their car. Every time I go to the grocery store, they have like a cannabis outlet, and there's young guys, young women, just smoking pot. Smells like skunk, and that's it's terrible. I don't know. They want the tax money is all they want. Simple as that. You know, where I live, I think we got about 5 Tim Hortons in Windsor for a population of 250,000, and there's probably 20 cannabis outlets in Windsor selling cannabis, and they're busier than Tim Hortons. It's fucking hilarious. And if you're raising kids these days, what do you want them to go to school stoned? Because they're going to try it. It's okay if you're camping with your buddies when you're young and you want to just laugh. But to get people addicted to cannabis at a young age, our government is not thinking. If they want a productive workforce, if somebody goes to work not fucking stoned, I understand because I worked in long-term care. I understand if you're in pain or have high anxiety, it does have a benefit. There's no question about that because when I worked in long-term care, there's people who couldn't sleep and they had problems, and the marijuana, they let them smoke it and bring it in, and it helped them. It helped you. But to go through a day to smoke marijuana, and my sister, on top of that, she grows it in her backyard like Christmas trees and can't go a day without smoking pot. And I have a few friends like that too. It's fucking sad. I like my beers. I grew up. My dad worked in the factory, and he'd get off work and have beers. Beers are fine. I don't care what you say. My dad told me not to get into the whiskey too hard. He says a couple beers every day is fine. But anyways, that's just my thought on this whole pot process, marijuana process that the Canadian government did to make more tax revenue. Justin Trudeau got in to keep all the young people stoned. So you go sit in college and university baked out of your fucking mind. He might as well legalize cocaine and mushrooms as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, James out.